Hello everyone, welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be doing part 4 of our unboxing series for Masters of the Universe Clash for Eternia from CMON Games. And today, because I don't want to drag it out too much, I am going to be doing an unboxing of this box, and this box. Right here we've got She-Ra and the Great Rebellion. We've got the Evil Horde and Wrath of Snake Mountain. So we're going to go ahead and do all three of these here, and as well as some other little extra things from the Kickstarter that came with those. So we're going to put these two over here, and the first one we're going to do is going to be Wrath of Snake Mountain. I probably said Snake Mint again, as I did in the what's it called, mail call video, but regardless, here first of all is going to be Wrath of Snake Mountain, an expansion for Masters of the Universe, the board game, through the power system, all that stuff. There are our characters right there. Flipping it over to the back, slithering from the bowels of the dark hemisphere of Eternia, the Wrath of Snake Mountain expansion brings King Hiss and his army of snake men into play. King Hiss's army has but one goal in mind: to conquer and eradicate any opposition. The Wrath of Snake Mountain expansion brings an all new faction to Clash for Eternia, featuring the fearsome Preternian villains that hail from Snake Mountain, each with unique skill, paths, abilities, and cards to be played by the controller, player, or as an AI controlled character. So there is that. Got all the characters right there. Again, 14 it up to apparently conquer Snake Mountain if you want to do that. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a sentence. That was something. So again, so I think I said it in another video. Don't know which one because of, memory issues and all. But I still feel like at least with Wrath of Snake Mountain, if you're gonna call something Wrath of Snake Mountain, boom, you should probably give us Snake Mountain. I know it would have been expensive because I know the Castle Grayskull by itself was expensive, but it would have been cool, especially if they were to do a second season of this, to actually have Snake Mountain. Unfortunately, I think with having this box, and I don't, though I've said before, I think in the Box of Power unboxing, that I wish they would have not put some of the duplicate characters in there so we can have some more unique characters. In all honesty, there's probably not that many big unique characters to do a season 2, but I also said that there was no way they would do a season 3 of Marvel United. So there's that. But I think there are some licensing issues why they weren't going to do this again. So, but yeah, there's the box top over there. And here is, I'm assuming, the scenario book for this one. It says we have Mind the Gap right there, and Pit Bosses, and Secure the Wrecks. Now, this expansion does... It all came out. The punch board came out. It's funny. This my life. This scenario book was put in here because all three of the scenarios in here specifically use the T-Rex miniature that is that comes with this expansion. The other two expansions I don't think have any additional scenarios in them, because again, the scenarios that you can the scenarios they were going to make for this, they realized they can be used for any character, any group, so they put those in the other one. So anyway, so there is your pamphlet for that. Then we have all over the place various punch boards. I'm going to show it again just because we're doing everything in order, but there's the punch boards. I think these are condition tokens right here, and terrain. I think these are the Stink Clouds. We'll see, because I can't remember if only Stinkor had that. So yeah, so that's I mean, interesting with that punch. That's something. I don't think I've ever in recent memory had a punch board just dump out in front of me, or have already been dumped like that. Yeah, let's do that. So these, oh, there's the other one. These tokens right here, we'll take a look at them. The ones with the skull faces are poison. We've got ones for constrict, and then we got these over here with the snake eye here are going to be paralysis, and we've got cards in here. We'll go ahead and take a look at these cards since we already have them out. This is a resealable package. This is going to have your terrain cards, enough for all the players. It's double-sided, so there's that. So there's the condition token card right there. There's that. And then we've got the standard size Snake Trooper minion card right there. The Snake Trooper, but yet it's wearing the armor of the Horde, so there's that. So, again, I watched the show in the 80s. I don't remember the Snake Men ever actually showing up in the cartoon. I know there was something toward the end, I think, of the toy line's life, but another thing fell out. All right. Oh, I didn't realize there was a double-sided. So that's double-sided right there with the poison pool terrain. And then this side over here is the sleep mist. So there are those tokens right there. My God, if you guys are still watching this, thank you. This train wreck of an unboxing. All right, so there's those right there. And then next, we're going to have... All right, so next we're going to have our small pack of cards right here. Come on. Oh, almost stabbed myself again. Come on. All right, come on. Come on. All right. So, again, like I said, my experience with the Snake Men characters is very limited. I know, again, the toy line had them later on. I did not have any of the Snake Men toys. I had a lot of the Heroic Warriors and Evil people, Skeletor's group, Evil Warriors, I think that's what they call it, Heroic Warriors and Evil Warriors. I think when the She-Ra stuff came out, we'll go into it in a minute, but I did have very limited of the She-Ra stuff, had more of the villains from that, but the Snake Man stuff, I know they released some toys in the 80s, didn't have any of it. So there is that. So here is some of the Snake Man's cards right there, the small little ability cards. And they are double-sided with different abilities on each side. And then you get their I believe these are the activation player cards. They just have the portrait there. So that's what these two sides have there. So that's the example of what the cards look like. It's gonna be very similar, all these, because it's controller, same cards, same this, same that. Not the same characters, but it's definitely gonna have the highlight for these unboxings is definitely gonna be the miniatures. But again, kind of give an example of different cards. I may not go through the cards necessarily unless there's something interesting in there. I may not necessarily go through the cards for the other packs, but like I said, here are your AI cards. Let's go with Squeeze. There is Squeeze right there. Squeeze. And then there is the other... Oh, almost did it right that time. There is his other side. It's just the card. Let's see. And then there is the player version of the cards. We'll look at apparently Snakeface. There's Snakeface right there. Oh, too high. There you go. Snakeface. That's Snakeface. There's the other side of Snakeface. He's got a snake face. See the snake face? He's got a snake face. All right, so... we didn't know any better in the 80s. I mean, we probably thought these things were awesome. But, I mean, we've got, let's see, we got King Hiss, Snakeface, Rattler, Squeeze, Cobra Khan, Tongue Lasher, and it was backwards for some reason. Or doesn't have another side. That's weird. Serpentine King Hiss. I'm sure there's some kind of a rule in there for this. but we'll find out during an actual game. But yeah, there is all of the cards, main cards for this particular expansion. Go ahead and take a look. Why do they wait for the expansion to start taking this stuff? So annoying. On this episode of Rockshire Gaming, Eric fights with tape. That is what we're doing here. We are fighting with the tape because it's fun. All right, so let's go ahead and lift up the tray here. There is your tray of figures, and we'll kind of look at them a little bit more. I think because I saw online some of these were a little strange. Like Snake Face here. The Snake Face is just kind of like pushed up in on the card. It's like the snakes are definitely protruding from the face. On this one, it's like just on his face. So that's kind of weird right there. Probably because they would break off if you do anything like that. There's one I was looking for specifically. One of them that had, I think, has like super long fangs. Maybe I'm thinking of another box. Yeah, I'm thinking of the cord box for that one. So let's see. Here are some of the Snakemen regular army guys there. Minion guys that look like there. Let's see. Where's King Hiss? King Hiss is right here. And then another one with snake arms, looks like. There's that. Right there. And let's see if we can finish off the regular guys. There's the Serpentine version of King Hiss. I love how the go-to move for a lot of these guys is just like to distinct them, just make like snakes come out of your eyes. Your hands are snake hands, that kind of thing. It's just interesting. There is our, I don't know, Dino Riders T-Rex. If anyone remembers that show. So there is that, and this is the T-Rex that has a few different scenarios dedicated to him in this book. So that is everything in that box right there. So that is pretty cool. I enjoy this box. This one looks pretty good. Can't wait to play with these characters. That goes back in there. Can't wait to play with these characters. It'll be interesting. I probably will play with these characters last. I'm going to be quite honest, just because I don't have the same nostalgic familiarity with the Snake Men that I do for like the other characters. Like I remember I watched a lot. We're gonna put that over that side and hope for the best. I watched a lot of the He-Man cartoon as a kid. That young kid was on in syndication. I saw the main Master Universe movie, so I'm going to probably get a lot more play out of the main box, and then these expansions we're getting ready to look at. So this is going to be the Evil Horde box right there. Got Hordak, his Horde Troopers, Shadow Weaver, whatever that little thing was on his arm. On the other side here, we've got all the various components there. So looking at all this, I'm pretty sure, with the exception of the female characters, because they didn't really make them, Catra I think was the only one they made. I'm pretty sure I had all the characters. I'm pretty sure I had every single one of these toys. I had a Hordak, I know that for a fact. Mantina, I know I had. Leech, I remember having it at my dad's house somewhere. Modalock, I definitely had him. I had Two Bad as well, but I definitely had him. Grizzlor, it was this tribble thing in my house. I know I had that. Catra, I know I did not have her. I think the only 3 female characters I owned from Masters of the Universe, 3, 4 if you count the bird, were She-Ra and Teela and Evelyn. Those are the only Masters characters I owned back in the 80s. because, yeah, that's that. There's that. So, Evil Horde box. Let's take a look at you. Let's see what you got in here. Some more tokens. Not as many tokens, and they're not falling out. These are probably some effects from Shadow Weaver, I would almost say. This one has a well for extra stuff or cards. The other one does not, so how these are organized is a little strange. There are the tokens right there. Let's take a look at some of these cards. Actually, let's not look at the cards. Is there something special in here? No, but this has a terrain card in here, so let's take a look at that one. I'm going to show the Horde card off here, the one side, but again, with this, I'm not, just because we've seen so many of the way the cards look, and we're not going to a deep dive of what the cards do during these unboxings. I don't really necessarily want to like open every single one of them, because this video would just end up being way too long. So here are Horde Trooper and Horde Wraith right there. That is one thing with the Snake Men that I noticed before, is that there's not two different types of the guard. Usually it's like with these, you got the Horde Troopers, which are the main ones, and then the seemingly stronger elite minion. This one doesn't have any elite minions in it, so there's that. And then we've got the Shadow Cage terrain. So the one piece of terrain that is in this expansion. There's the card for it. I do like the fact that they add in these terrain cards, so that way you don't necessarily have to go through the rules to find out what all the terrain does. There's actually not even a booklet in here to find out what the rules are. Here's the card. I like that. I think they do the same thing or they're going to be doing the same thing or they did, depending on how you look at it, in like Townsfolk Tussle, where they have the cards down there so you know what they do with the terrain. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that inclusion in the games. I didn't pick up on it before or talk about it before, but I like that. I don't have to necessarily go through a rule book. So, and then here is the card for Hordak right there. And then on the other side, it's Hordak on Mantisaur. That's on the other side of this pack. So, again, didn't want to go through the actual pack here. Like I said, we'll go through the game components through the different scenarios, so we'll do it then, kind of going through that. So we'll put these things here, here, and here. But Eric, it's an unboxing video. You should open up every pack. We've already opened up some of the packs. Again, they're the same purple cards. I don't think anything is going to be different in those, so I'm going to correct myself, because I'm going to not kill myself, but I'm going to be concerned with myself if I do open these up later and I'm like, oh man, there was actually some special cards in there. So I'll open them up in a second. Let me just untape this. Let me untape it. There we go. All right, you guys twisted my arm. I'll go ahead and open this. So, all right. And I think I just scratched my own card doing that. So, yep, a little bit. Oh well. Alrighty. Come on. Alright, anything special in here? Nope. But there again is the other version of Hordak right there. I think that was the controller version I just showed. There is his other side, brain farting as to which one the main one is, which one I think this one's the main one, this one's the controller one, or whatever the mode is. It's late. But yeah, that is going to be Hordak right there, Shadow Weaver right there. Yep, those are the AI cards right there. So, yeah, that's going to be all those cards right there. Nothing major, nothing to see. And like I said, there's just says the mounted version of him on that side right there. So that's that artwork right there. We'll put this over here. I'm not going to open up the cards. I already said I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and put this back in there. And there is our interior of our box. There is our figures right there. There's those guys right there. That is pretty awesome. I do like like I said, I haven't found a sculpt in here that I'm like, that's a crappy sculpt. Like truly haven't found one in there. There's Grizzlor. He is. That's gonna be a joy to paint. It's gonna be a lot of washing right there once you paint through it. There's that one. I remember that crossbow thing he's got there. Let's find Hordak. There is Hordak right there, looking all menacingly. The original toy didn't have a cape, but this is actually looking pretty nifty right there. There is Horde Troopers. I did have this guy. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I think on the original one they had something on their chest that if you push the figure in, like the helmet would pop off or something like that. Like it fell apart in some way. It was actually pretty cool. And there is Hordak on his Mantis looking mount right there. All right. Now, again, I'm not sure how this is all packed and how it's going to be sold. I can't remember if these were Kickstarter exclusives or not, but this empty well right here is, I think, for this box right here. So this, for some reason, they packaged it by itself. But was it Manticore is the name of the character? Where is it? Mantisaur. It's been a while. But anyway, this is the unmounted version in the game. So this, does it fit? Yeah, so that fits in there. So I don't have to have, unlike other things, I don't have to have this random box just sitting around, not getting used, or just taking up space. So it has specific space that it can take. We're also going to see here in a minute if this will fit in there and not move too much. So there is his mount card right there. Don't need to take it out of the packaging. There's the mount card for Mantisaur right there. And then that fits like that. So you don't have to keep it in this box if you don't want to, or you can throw the box in there. That is going to be great. So there is Mantisaur right there by himself. That's pretty awesome. We'll go ahead for now and leave him in here. We'll put his card in here too. Just because I'm a box hoarder. I think you can see. Can you see it? No, I think they're buried back there. I do still have all the white boxes for the characters in Marvel United that came in those extra white boxes. So that is all that for that box. While I go ahead and pack this up, we will then take a look. Not at a book, well, not a rule book at least. And we will put that there, put that there, put that over there, put that over there, over there. All right, and now there's that. Oh, stay in the frame. And now for last but certainly, well, this is definitely not even the last box, but She-Ra and the She-Ra and the Great Rebellion. I was going to say She-Ra and the Princess of Power, but she is the Princess of Power. So there is the box for the Great Rebellion right there. Taking a look at the back. Oh, we didn't read the flavor text on this one, did we? While Hordak's nemesis may no longer live, Hero's descendants, the so-called Masters of the Universe, will come to suffer Hordak's wrath. The evil Horde expansion brings an entirely new faction to clash for Eternia, comprised of an all-new set of nefarious villains, each with their own skill, path, unique abilities, and cards to be played by the controller player or as AI-controlled character. It's time to slay anyone who stands in their way, the evil Horde. So there's that box right there. And then She-Ra's box is going to say, as He-Man and the Masters of the Universe continue to battle Skeletor and his evil forces, they need aid from the Princesses of Power to turn the tide of war. The She-Ra and the Great Rebellion expansion brings an entirely new faction to clash for Eternia with an extensive roster of characters, each with unique skill paths, unique abilities, cards to be played by the controller player and the AI-controlled characters. Take the Princesses of Power to the battlefield and fight for the honor of Grey Skull. So there is that right there. So we're going to open up this. As I said before, I'm pretty sure the only She-Ra specific character that I got, because She-Ra was the line for girls, was She-Ra herself. I had the main figure from her. I didn't have any of the other versions of the character that were released. But I did have the She-Ra figure with the crown that doesn't look very good on her, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to put that right there. There are the tokens right there for the different things. And they got that specific cowl token, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But there are the tokens right there. Is this double-sided? No, I think these are the ice tokens for I can't remember her name off the top of my head. These cards are a little bit brighter, so there is, I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to accidentally rip another card. There is She-Ra right there with her Sword of Protection, for the honor of Grayskull. And there is her mounted with Swiftwind card right there. Swiftwind is the one figure in this entire game that if I was going to paint this, which I probably still will, the way they draw the character on here with wings and everything, it's intimidating. That's what I was trying to say. Those are the words. So let's go ahead and we're going to open up the small packages because we do want to see what the terrain card looks like in here. Let's go put that there. So we've got, again, we got only one, we don't have any elites. We got the one minion card right here with the Bright Moon Archer. And they do provide the NPC card for Cowl right there. And then last but not least, we've got the Ice Wall Terrain card right there. So that is nifty, to say the very least. So there is that. And then we've also got the other cards right here for the abilities. As you can see, there's the Lasso card right there. So let's go ahead and take this tray out. I don't remember that coming out on the other two, but on the other ones, but we'll take that little piece out of the tray, apparently, because that's a thing. Move the box there, and once again, watch as I attempt to cut tape. Apparently I had the power, so there is that. Put that over there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the entire tray before we look at the individuals. There is that right there. So here are those Bright Moon soldiers right there. Again, I'm really not a fan of this like pinky tannish looking color on these miniatures, but the miniatures, as far as the sculpts go, are pretty good. They are pretty nice. Can't wait to paint these in like 6 years. Let's go ahead. There is She-Ra right there. Similar pose as her brother, but nonetheless looks pretty nifty. I can't say pretty cool 50 times. And there is She-Ra on Swiftwind there. I like this one a lot. Again, that's the Swiftwind character, like the model, both this one and the one that comes in the box of power, very good models. Now, with that said, this spot right here, as we talked about before, has the little tiny cowl figure right here. So you have the cowl NPC, just like in the main game. You do have NPC tokens if you don't necessarily want to grab the figure from the box of power. This one, thankfully, if you're already using the She-Ra stuff and you need the NPC figure for reasons, you can they'll just be right here. You don't have to get another box if you're not using already the the it's part of me now. If you're not using if you're already using this game, I lost my train. I lost all coherency with thought as I fought with plastics. So now I'm fighting with a box. It's one of those things I just don't want to rip the box the way they're made. So there we go. So because I do want to keep the box to a point. All right, there's the Cal NPC. And he is also that same pinkish plastic as all the other characters. And size comparison, there is that right there. So pretty small figure. Again, don't know why they did it like this. Why they didn't just do it like Marvel United did, where they just had the piece in there. But so you can do that if you want to. You can do that if you want to. Have it in there. You can still get it out through like that, or I'm going to figure out how it was actually in here in the first place, because I apparently did not pay enough attention. There we go. Or, as I was saying, you can just put it right there, and it'll fit. So, that is everything from Evil Horde, She-Ra and the Great Rebellion, and Wrath of Snake Mountain expansions for Masters of the Universe, the board game, Clash for Eternia. So yeah, that is all those things. So yeah, I guess tell me down in the comments which one of these is your favorite box. I'm actually a little bit torn, kind of biased to the Evil Horde, in all honesty. They actually had some pretty good sculpts, and I'm a little bit more biased to them because, again, as a kid, I think I'm pretty sure I had every single one of those characters in that box. Like I said, even the Horde Trooper, I had at least one figure. One of those figures. Snake Mountain, really not too connected with those characters. That's probably part of my bias. She-Ra and the Great Rebellion, very good sculpts, but just the monster looking characters in this one, just like I said, that's why I think those are a little bit better sculpts, just because they're a little bit more dynamic. These, though they look very, very good, not one of them I have looked at and seen in here have I said like, oh my gosh, that's a terrible sculpt. These are actually all very good sculpts in here. I just think that as far as these three boxes go, the Horde box edges everything else out. So with that said, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into this unboxing series. We have one more video to go on this playlist. If you're watching it as a playlist, that's how I'm intending it to be, but hopefully you're watching it that way. But I think it goes like that. Maybe? No? Yep, that's how that goes. So we got one more preview. The one more, if you do want to stop here, is just these. So the next, last but not least playlist. So the first video was Core Box. The second video was Box of Power. Third box was Castle Grayskull. Fourth box, hopefully I said part 4 at the beginning. Fourth box is going to be this stuff right here. And then part 5 finally is going to be the matte and the 3D terrain. So if you're interested in seeing what all that looks like, please, 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 please tune in for that last part of this series. But until then, I thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, all those things, as I make as much noise as possible. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys in the next video.